All right, where do I even start, guys? Stocks are down across the board right now. Cheers to that, by the way. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you all for watching. As always, we're down across the board right now. Thanks, really, to Microsoft. As Microsoft stock's down 12% right now, which I'll be honest, I was not expecting that. Sure, if you told me it'd be down 4, 5, 6%, okay, fine. But 12%. Yeah, when a 3.4, $3.3 trillion market cap company goes down 12%, it's going to be ugly for the stock market the next day or that day. Even if Meta, in this case, another big tech stock, is up. In this case, Meta's up 9.8%, which, you guys know I've been in Meta now for a little bit. I'm loving this, but again, it's not enough to stabilize the market, as Microsoft is much bigger than Meta, and that is collapsing right now. So we're going to break down Microsoft quickly, the charts, the indices here, guys, overall where my head's at in this market, and we're going to break down a bunch of companies that just reported earnings. We had Mastercard today, Caterpillar, Lockheed Martin, a couple other names. So yeah, let's dive into it. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, my private Discord. That's linked down below, also pinned in the comments. So right now, again, Meta's up 10%. We're completely ripping, which we called it out, right? We called out the double bottom breakout. We now broke through 680. We filled the gap to 700. Now we're on our way to fill the gap to 750, which we were talking about that in the Discord yesterday. And did I think it was going to happen after the bell, that quick? Not necessarily, but hey, it did. It happened. And now we're at a point where Meta is pretty much back to where it was, back before it crashed last quarter. Not the quarter they just reported, but last quarter, right? So we're flirting with the low mid 700s, which I think we're going higher. I got to be quite honest with you guys. I think we're going $800 plus on Meta, which I've been saying here for a little bit. So Meta's up, but again, not enough to, keep the market up. And Microsoft right now is down 12%. And by the way, the indices, QQQ's down 1.3% right now. And I think it was down even more earlier in the day. So the market is recovering a little bit. You can see, it was down to 618. Now it's at 625. So QQQ at one point was down. The Qs were down 2.4%. Now we're up a good chunk off that low, but still down 1.3 on the day. And SPY is currently down, let's see here, guys, 0.75%, and it's up around 0.8% from the low. So you guys can see we got a huge drop in the morning, but the market's stabilizing. We're starting to get buyers to come in. The Dow's actually only down 0.25%, nothing much here. Russell's down not even 0.5%. So at this point, guys, people are coming in, and I think it's a buying opportunity. And yeah, there's a lot of fear around the government shutting down. And look, if the government shuts down for the weekend, whatever it is, a couple days, so what? In a couple weeks, a month or two, it's not going to matter, nobody's going to remember. So yeah, it could cause some, volatility in the market, some uncertainty, but I think it's a buying opportunity. When in history have we looked back and we were like, oh, a government shutdown ruined the stock market? I mean, get real with yourself. Come on. It's no big deal. We should be focusing more on Iran, what's going on geopolitically. Forget the government shutdown. Whoop-de-frickin-do, right? It's not going to affect the market much. Maybe for a day or two, but who cares? It opens up buying opportunities. What's more important, again, is the geopolitical, tensions right now, which, yeah, that is a concern. But then again, I still view it as a buying opportunity for a lot of these stocks. So at this point, we are down, but clearly markets are starting to recover. We're noticing SPY, a nice green candle being put in here above these moving averages on the 4-hour chart. QQQ doing the same thing pretty much. Nice healthy pullback. Buyers are coming in right at these moving averages, right where you want them. want to see them come in. So I like that. I like that. And I think, this is going to continue here. And again, there's fears around the government, whatever, right? I think earnings are going to trump those fears next week from a lot of these big companies like Google, Alphabet, Amazon. I think they're going to do well. And Apple's today, guys. Apple's after the bell today, which, by the way, Apple stock is pretty flat. Last I checked, yeah, it's up 0.25%. And we arguably have an inverse head and shoulders in the making here on Apple stock. And at this point, it is pretty beaten up heading into earnings. The stock's down from 288 to 257, so we're down over $30 a share, about 10%, 11% down, so we're in correction territory. Yeah, if they report strong numbers or even decent numbers, I think we're going higher here. I don't see a Microsoft type drop on Apple or on any of these big tech stocks for that matter. So yeah, I think Apple, for it to go lower, earnings have to be rough, honestly rough, or guidance has to be bad. But I think the setup here looks good. I'm not buying it. I'm not going long into the print. But I'm just watching it. It's a big report, obviously, for the market, and all eyes should be on Apple. Really, all eyes should be on Apple and Tesla as well. So for me, guys, I added some Tesla yesterday at 434 for a midterms trade. And I added more today at 415. So my average now is about 428, 429 on Tesla. And I'm holding on to this for at least a month or two at this point. I think this stock goes to 500 this year. I think there is going to be a lot of hype around FSD, robotics. We're already seeing, based on that earnings call, they're going heavier into robotics, which this is what moves the stock. It's not the auto, sales. It's not the cars. We all know that. What moves the stock is robotics, FSD, and I think all that's going to do well this year. We're going to get some good developments, I see. And Tesla at this point, the chart looks good. We're maintaining an uptrend, nice healthy pullback. Still have a good, good looking RSI here. We're down 16.5%. I don't see it going much lower, and I think we do start rebounding here in the low 400s. And if we take a look here on the 4-hour chart, we're noticing 410, 415, that's been support since September. We broke through it momentarily, down to 380, then it got back through. So, yeah, I just don't see it going much lower than 410, 415, and we're already getting buyers to come in there, including me. I was one of those buyers, right? So I added more Tesla today, guys. Again, short midterm swing, nothing crazy here with this one. And at this point, what else do we have to talk about? Oh, yeah, earnings. We have some earnings to break down, guys, from today. Actually, wait, let me show you the Microsoft chart. We're bouncing all over the place, guys. So Microsoft now is trading, is it at a 52-week low? It might be. Nope, not yet. It hit 345 in April last year, so we're still, well above that low. So even if you bought the dip there, you're still up over 20% if you bought the bottom, that is. But yeah, it's down massively from highs. We're down 25% from all-time highs. And at this point, guys, we're going to have to pull up the 3-year chart to see any sort of support coming up. And I think we do get support at about 380, 400, maybe 420, 410, kind of where we are now. But again, I'm not looking to buy the stock at this point. I like pretty much every other big tech name over Microsoft, I got to be honest. And that's why I've been fading it for months. I've gotten questions like, Stas, why aren't you buying Microsoft? It's a good stock, good company. It is, but this is clearly why. They're not doing the best when it comes to, overall, yeah, they have OpenAI, but in terms of their AI, right, when it comes to, what the heck is it even called again? I don't know, man. I just feel like Microsoft's behind it a little bit when it comes to the overall AI trade. Yeah, their legacy businesses are good, but the cloud's starting to, the growth's starting to moderate a little bit. OpenAI, they have 27% in that company, which, yeah, that's a huge AI play. That is their AI play. but it's had a drag on the business, on the stock for sure. And I don't know, it's just been one of those that I've not been the biggest fan of over the last couple of months. And maybe it gets to a point where I can't ignore it. But for now, I'm not interested. Mastercard, let's dive into some earnings. MA is the ticker. They did adjusted EPS of 476. That beat the 425 expected, and sales 8.8 billion also beat the 8.78 billion expected. So double beat out of Mastercard. It looks like here, anything else? Mastercard to cut 4% of full-time employees after business review. So we're getting some layoffs over at Mastercard. I'm pretty sure Amazon we got some news regarding a layoff there, 16,000 employees. So a lot of these companies still doing layoffs. And at the end of the day, that sucks for the people that get laid off. Obviously, it sucks losing your job, but for the business-wise, it's good for the bottom line, for just in general, they're trimming fat. It's good for the business-wise, and that's why the stock could be moving 3.5% right now in the green. They see full year 26 adjusted net revenue growth, high end of low double digits. The CEO says consumer spending is healthy. No kidding. I mean, what do you expect? A lot of these consumers, Americans, they spend like crazy, whether they have the money or not, whether they're in a lot of credit card debt or not, whether they pay the card off at the end of the month or not. So yeah, the consumer is healthy. They're spending a lot of money still, no doubt about it. And at this point, man, Mastercard stock looks a little ugly on the 4-hour chart, but the more you pull the layers back, the more you realize, okay, it's actually not that bad. On the 3-year chart, on the max chart, it looks pretty good still. So I think overall there could be some more runway here, potentially, right? But for me, I'm not the biggest fan of, not that they're bad companies, but I'm looking to add money in other areas as opposed to, Mastercard, Visa, these types of companies. But yeah, Visa's up on the day as well. Caterpillar is ripping. I mean, we're seeing all sides of this AI trade going nuts right now. Caterpillar is up 3.3% right now. We can see Caterpillar reported adjusted EPS of 516, which beat the 466 expected, and sales also beat massively, 19.13 billion versus 17.85 billion. So double beat out of Caterpillar. Let's see. Did they raise their guidance? Maybe I read that wrong. It looks like here, industrial sales, 6.93 billion, up 15%. Resource industry sales, 3.35 billion, up 13%. Power and energy sales, if I could talk, $9.4 billion, up 23%. Not bad. So yeah, at this point, not Mastercard, Caterpillar, I think it's too late. At least in the short term, I think it's a little overbought right now. I think we're better off waiting for a drawdown. And if we get a drawdown similar to what we saw here back in December, early December into the end of the year, yeah, that's an entry point. But for now, we got to be careful. Same here with LMT, Lockheed Martin, even more so. It's overbought, man. It's up 5%. We're hitting all-time highs. It looks like a freaking spaceship. So they did EPS 580. That missed the 586. And sales beat 20.32 versus 19.84 billion. So mixed bag earnings out of Lockheed. And they see full year 26 GAAP EPS of $29.35 to $30.25 versus $29.14. And sales of $77.5 to $80 billion versus the analyst 77.8 billion expected. So there you have it. EPS missed, but who gives a crap, right? The market's a forward-looking vehicle. Stocks look forward, and look, guidance, great guidance for full year GAAP EPS and sales. That's all it takes, man, and the stock is going. But again, be careful. I think it's overbought. I think we're due for a pullback. Same here with Royal Caribbean. Unreal move. The cruise lines, guys, CCL, RCL, ripping today. Royal Caribbean reported earnings, and they did earnings per share. Let's see here. Adjusted earnings per share of 280. That came in line, and sales missed barely, 4.259 versus $4.262 billion. But it looks like here guidance was strong. It looks like they see full year GAAP EPS or adjusted EPS 1770 to 1810 versus 1766 expected. That's pretty good. Sales, anything on sales? I'm not seeing sales guidance here, but overall pretty good guidance for EPS. Revenue beat, which is good. So, yeah, at this point, maybe it was just too beaten up into earnings. We got a good report, better than expected, and now it's completely ripping out of here. But I think it's overbought. We got to watch for that pullback. I think it's going to come. And CCL, same thing. It looks like it might be going mid-high 30s. I think CCL might be a better play here, chart-wise. Either way, both of them building momentum and worth watching. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my portfolio, all the trades I make, all my investments, everything I'm doing is on Patreon. And there's a private Discord. All of that is linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon if you want to see how I'm investing my real money every single week. We're investing $1,000 a week. It's all on Patreon. Check it out. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you guys in there. Have a great rest of your day.